one simple thing, yet so hard to wrap our hearts and our hands around is God's desire for nearness, His desire for intimacy. We were made for that, right? That's why we can, when the psalmist in Psalm 73 says that it was good for me to be near God. Why? Because that is what my heart longs for. That is actually what my heart is wired for. So we understand the encouragement in James: draw near to God and He will draw near to you. There's this intimacy that God so desires, so offers, and brings us into so often as we walk with Him, even in walking with Him in times of difficulty and change and even suffering. That's one of the things that we forget. And I would say that's one of the things that we most need in these moments of difficulty. What can sometimes happen, I don't know about you, but for me, I can easily move to this overwhelming focus of just one, God is doing this to teach me, and God is always teaching, and God is always growing. But I would say with teaching and with growing, whatever He's just doing it to be near me. He's doing it for the sake of intimacy as much as anything. And even in times of difficulty, what can suddenly begin to come in is me begin to question, is He still for my good in this, right? Like that. And we'll never verbally admit this, but sometimes we will even subtly, silently think, is this God's wrath? Is this because I did something? We did something? But as God's people, one of the gifts that we have is the forever, permanent intimacy with God, that this is what the blood of Jesus gives us access to. And we know that generally, but we need to remind ourselves in these times. I'm reminded just last night, just sitting down here in my basement with my oldest son, Caden, and we were having some one-on-one time. And in the middle of this time that's set apart for just one-on-one intimacy, it's me and my son, and we do whatever he chooses to do. And so we did this roller coaster outside, and then come inside to watch some Beyblade cartoons. He loves Beyblades, and but in the middle of that, he ended up breaking one of his brother's toys. And so we had this conversation, a challenging conversation. He's having a hard time with it. But even going beyond this conversation, that moment of difficulty, when we get back to watching Beyblades again, I'm sitting there and I can sense that he had since pulled away. Like there's something that happened in that conversation that made him pull away a little bit from me. And in the middle of the cartoon, I just leaned over. I just whispered in his ear, "I am so happy to be watching this with you." And his response, so small, but it shouted so loud that he moved closer. Now I would have told you nothing changed, like nothing changed. I would have told you there's no reason for him to even think that I wouldn't want anything else but to be with him in this moment, to watch Beyblades, to enjoy just simply his presence. But yet, being reminded of that, his response was to draw near back to me. And I wonder in this season, what is God whispering to you? Could He be whispering to some of you? I know all the things that are going on and all the things that you're wrestling through, but one of the things that I don't want you to forget is that in this moment, I'm just glad to be with you. I want to be with you. I want our relationship and intimacy to grow in this. And that I'm not seeking to simply do things to you, but be with you in this. And I wonder in this season, how are we doing drawing near to God? How are we doing just simply enjoying His presence, enjoying Him? Are we waking up early or staying up late or making some midday plans just to spend a few minutes, 5, 10, an hour, whatever time, just to sit with Him, enjoy Him, hear Him whisper to us, "I am pleased with being with you. There is a gladness in my heart. And I'm not pleased because you're killing it." Some of us pull back because we're overwhelmed that we are not killing it. We're failing. And He's saying, I'm fully aware of that. and I still draw near. So maybe this season you will hear the voice of the Lord say, I am glad that you are my son and my daughter. And one of the things I want you to know in this season is that I am with you. Draw near, rest, and let's walk through this thing together.